said use of uniforms that symbolize social hierarchy should be banned. Time starts now.
True self-expression lies in individuality, not in chasing global trends. Fashion nowadays is turning personal style into a superficial competition. Well, a marvelous morning to one and all present over here. Today, this is our team, the Argument Avengers, present before you to sparkle out our magical words over our fellow opponent's argument, which would definitely make a curse over them. So, let's all fasten our seatbelts and get ready for the Avengers debate. Well, we all know, right, that it's always better to debate a question rather than settling a question without debating it. Well, today there is a question before us that use of uniform that symbolize social hierarchy should be banned, and we are speaking for the motion. Well, of course, yes, man. And to support my answer, I have various points. My first point starts that equality and inclusivity. Uniforms that denote social status create divisions and reinforce social hierarchies, undermining the principle of equality. Banning them focuses a more inclusive environment where all the individuals are valued equally. Well, to support myself, have you all studied about French revolutions? Well, I can definitely bet that everyone has studied about that. The story was so harsh. We all know, right, that how the French society was divided into three classes, and that too just because of their wealth and one of the most important factors, which was their social status defining fashion. The nobility used to wear knee breeches, and they were defined for that, and they were famous for that. The middle class was just very poor and had nothing at all to wear. The clergy used to wear white uniform. So this division on the basis of fashion was completely intolerable, and for which we saw the great revolution of the French. So don't you think that dividing society on the basis of hierarchy in context of fashion can lead to great revolutions? Well, of course, yes. I don't think we don't want a World War III. Do you? I don't know. Well, my second point states that distraction from purpose. Well, of course, yes. Fashion focuses on social hierarchy that distracts us from primary goals, such as institution. It detaches us from attention from important attires such as education, healthcare, sustainable development, economics, and whatnot. Well, recently you have heard us news of the Ambani wedding, haven't you? Well, of course I can bet yes. Haven't you all seen the crores and the magnificence in their wedding? Well, is this really needed? We people are just the guests of few days in this earth, and spending so much on lehengas and shadis, is that really worth it? Can you give me one benefit of this whole Ambani wedding? I guess you won't. Well, talking about style, talking about true self-expression lies in only individuality, not in chasing global trends. Fashion nowadays is turning personal style into a superficial competition. The obsession with drip can distract us from the deeper values of sustainability and ethics, turning styles into a fleeting status symbol. And this is where the hierarchy starts. Well, moving toward my third point, talking about fashion these days reducing bullying and discrimination. Hierarchical uniforms can become targets for bullying or discrimination. Banning them can help create a safer environment for all the individuals, especially schools. Haven't we all watched Doraemon in our childhoods? Well, of course, yes. Do you all remember the character of Nobita? He was rich, yet he was always bullied in his school. Why was that? Because he was lacking a self-confidence, he was lacking self-esteem. His fathers and mothers could have afforded him magnificent dresses and all, but no, they didn't. But that was a part of cartoon. But if he would have that self-esteem, that self-confidence, This could reduce all this hierarchy, this could reduce all this bullying. So fashion is not at all important to build social hierarchy, and this should be immediately banned. To conclude myself, I'd like to say that in a world hungry for dialogue, may today's debate be a spark that ignites further exploration and an essence of understanding in us. As we conclude this chapter, may the echoes of our debate linger in the halls of humanity and curiosity. Thank you. That's 4 minutes.
An enthusiastic morning to honorable judges, respected dignitaries, all the opponents present over here, me, Labi present over here in front of you all, to speak on the cons of the emotion. My topic is the social hierarchy due to the uniforms. As my opponent gives the example of Ambani, that they are just wearing this magnificent dresses. So they are just wearing this by their own choice. They have that much of money that they can buy it. They didn't offer any other person to buy those types of fashionable traits. If any other wants to buy them, they can take the second-hand options for that also. There are affordable options for that also. If the second example of Lolita, it was about the uniform only. He just said about he was rich, but he was not. He was being bullied in his school as he was even he was rich, just by his physical appearance. They all did know that he is a rich man, but still he was a dumb. That's why he was being bullied by them. He was not able to accrue good marks in the exams. That's the reason he was bullied. Not the uniform was the reason that he was being bullied by the other students. It is affordable fashion industry, and as my opponent talk about the fashion, so it makes a unique identity for the opponent. Those celebrities, it is also helping the increment of the economic growth of the country. How my opponent can say, but then sure, that much of surety that it should be banned. It cannot be. It is just increasing the social. It is just increasing the reputation of the country. 1.5 trillions of the people are being employed just because of this. It is also helping in the poverty. 3 million of people get 3 million of people get employment. It is not only just it is not a part just to it is not only a thing that they are being bullied. It is not a reason. It is not a good reason. Thank you.
A good debate is not about one who's right. It is about what is right. Well, step aside, because this is where a debate takes a turn. Myself, Aril Sharma, here to make a difference. No, a logical difference. I have to say that they did a great job of showing what not to do with an argument. But I strongly believe that use of uniform symbolizes social hierarchy should be banned. True equality in achieved not through uniforms that separate us, but through the recognition of our shared humanity. There are immense number of points that support my argument. And foster equality, strengthens community, reflect modern values and minimize bullying. Facts that support of banning uniform that symbolize social hierarchy, their cultural shift that awareness about social justice, and their diversity and inclusion. Organizations that promote diversity and inclusion report higher employee satisfaction and retention rate. And as you are speaking about that there are 3 million people are employed. So check your census. There are 4 million people are unemployed due to this. And like in the study, there is a school district in California eliminated uniform that differentiated students by social economic status. And a study by University of Notre Dame found that schools with less restrictive dress code show improvement in student engagement and academic performances. वस्त्राणि नाहि मान्यता, वस्त्राणि नाहि मान्यते मनोबलम. Those do not define worth. It is one's character that is truly valued. Well, to conclude and sum up, as I know, audience is waiting for us. Next. And I will say that my opponents crafted a compelling story, yet compelling doesn't mean convincing. So let's remember, it's not about who speaks the loudest, it's about who speaks the truth. Today, that's exactly what we have done. That was the 4 minutes in a spotlight. See you next week.
Good morning, myself Yashika and I am going to present my views on the topic clothing. As my opponent said that the hierarchy, like we have to ban it. But why we have to ban it? Actually, that hierarchy, like we have said that hierarchy, why we have to ban it? As that is for our rules and regulation, and if this will not be there, then the people can wear any clothes. They are not choice. But in the rules and regulations in the schools, and if you are going in somewhere like interview, you can say that in interview you are going, so you cannot wear the lower t-shirt in that. So you cannot. So that's the problem. You cannot wear the lower t-shirt and you cannot afford it. And some people can we are saying that if the people can afford the second-hand clothes, so they can also wear that their choice. But in first, I can give the first point: the lack of personal expression. Uniform limits individuals' ability to express themselves through their ability and through their expression, and it creates the equality and the people who are just feeling unique and who are saying that I am rich. So this is not will be there. And in the third point, we can say it reduces the sense of uniqueness, and it can make people feel less unique and special. Everyone looks similar, and they cannot be hierarchy by anyone, and they can discriminate in other forms. And it helps to make people equality, and so that they equal, so that they cannot go with their confidence and they cannot. The best way to settle an argument is to let the facts speak for themselves. Okay, where were we? Yes, polling all your friends. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges, my audience waiting eagerly for snacks, myself Sanjana Goswami, and today's the day I turn the table. Well, you know what they say? Sab hua, khatam hua.
What?
All wells that end wells. Well, that is why I stand here as the last speaker of this debate and concluding this debate efficiently. Well, I appreciate your creativity. Now it's time to swap it with some logical truth. Uniforms are not just about equality, they are more often to serve a mass underlying inequalities that exist within our system. Well, there's a famous quote that is said in Chanakya, a well-known philosopher of India: identity fades in the sea of sameness. Well, you're talking about when my worthy opponent told me that why ban hierarchy? Oh my god, I think I should give you a simple explanation of what is social hierarchy. Well, it is the segregation of society based on wealth, power, status, educational, racism, race, color, gender, and sex. Well, do you think that we are being discriminative here? Of course not. We are debaters, not discriminators, right? So, there's a shloka that goes like, Vividaha samastam dhamma. That states that diversity is what unites us. Now, when we are talking about restricting uniforms that promote social hierarchy, should we promote them? Of course not. We are the one, we are the youth of India, we should ban them. Second of all, restricting uniforms can never encourage equality, individuality. It will never. When we are talking about banning, restricting uniforms, or the uniform that symbolizes social hierarchy, these are the points where it reduces bullying, discrimination. Like when students, as we students wear uniform, we feel like many of the students may feel lower self-esteem, many of them feel a higher self-esteem. And these are the reasons. There's a big thin line that promotes that bullying and discrimination based on restricting uniforms. Second of all, a very famous member of BTS, RM, he started a campaign of love yourself. That is what he gave a statement that uniforms, and not only school uniform, well, don't be misconcepted here, uniform
in employments and in many workplaces, they often generate social hierarchy, like a sense of superiority and inferiority. Second of all, there's a study that says a research from Journal of Business and Philosophy. It indicates that dress code often leads to unequal treatment based on appearance. It was the census of 2024, well, today's census. Second of all, treatment is like there's a well quote says that a queen needs a crown. Well, a queen is still a queen without a crown or with a crown. Second, military uniforms. Military ranks are often indicated through the uniforms, like higher ranking officer wear distinct uniform, where this shows the sense of inferiority and superiority. Where coming to another example, bishops in India. We as Indian talking about bishop, they wear special vestments that denote their higher status. And well, when it comes to being rational, in terms of Indian, we should not and we strictly do not support social hierarchy. Well, a famous singer Rihanna told that we are all in one game. The difference is we are just at different levels. Well, this different levels is discriminated on the basis of that social hierarchy. Well, to conclude the debate, finally let's read this debate not just as participants, but as advocates for truth we have embraced. Well, that was my 4-minute highlight reel. See you next time.
As my opening said, that uniform is creating inferiority and as well as it is also creating social hierarchy as it should be banned. Is that the point you said that uniform should be banned?
Inferior.
I'm not asking for the pronunciation. I'm just asking. You said that it should be banned. Yes. As my opening said, the uniform should be banned. In a school, we all are in uniform, right? And you are in casual. Yes. We all are in uniform, and we can see that we are looking the students of these schools. And we are in our formal ones. If we were in the informal ones, like you both are sitting here, so did anyone can just see that or compare that is this of a school, is this of any corporation, or is this a teacher or a normal student? No, anyone cannot. But what about those? It should not be banned. And what did she have any evidence that it is just due to just uniforms? Uniform is just promoting the bullies and that's all. It is not. It is just showing we are equal, we are in unity, and we all are equal in all the teachers. She said about not only schools but all the corporations who support uniform on the same terms of dress. If we will talk about the police, they all are in the same recycling, so just their batch are different of the name batch. So if they will be in their formal dress, anyone can believe that they are police or normal people? No, we cannot. There is a particular dress to signify that they are police, they are student, they are doctor, anyone. How it will be banned? And this is I'm in the opposition of my opponent that it shouldn't be banned. It is what it is. We want our uniform, and uniform should just be banned because it is showing how inequality we are. It represents ourselves. It represents our schools. And if we will talk about those corporations who support the same types of dresses, if those should be banned. So what about the employees? They will be just in the mass that we cannot recognize it. What is uniform just signifies it from where we belong to. We are in the uniform of Kanha, Makhan groups of school. We are in the uniform of Kanha, Makhan. Anyone can signify that yes, they are from Kanha, Makhan group of school. They are from Elite. They are from Millennium. Uniform shows how in equality we are. We are unity. If uniform should be banned, then anyone signify that where she belongs to. Is she in his house? Where is she? It's from school. Nobody can signify. If we will in casual, nobody can signify she is a teacher or a student. Nowadays we can see the students having greater height than the teachers. So what the others will think if the student enter in the different class? Oh, like this is a teacher. She is a teacher. No, we want uniform. It shouldn't be banned. It does not create any bully scenes. It cannot create any misinterpretation in the religion or anything. Thank you, and I'm